Good day, everyone. This is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and it's Saturday, the 2nd of October, 2021. And it's the weekly technical analysis for the Euro, the cable, and the Aussie dollar for the first week of October. And as you can see, all these three majors have fallen lower below the swing lows, except for the Aussie dollar, and have rebounded back for the last couple of days, except for the euro, which stayed in the lower consolidation area. Let's start off with the euro. And it has fallen on Thursday right to the 138 pip extension of this swing move up and a reversal, and fell through this intermediate support of this swing low. That was from the low of August. So that has already been taken out and started falling right from the start of the week through the new month's pivot. New monthly pivot for euro is at 116.83. And fell hard on a Wednesday. Let's change this now to resistance at the 117. And in fact, looks like the monthly pivot, that's the swing low area here. We probably need to move this resistance zone to the monthly pivot instead. Okay, let's move this one out here. And this support at 116 is now at the 138 pip. It's just at the 115.70 area, and below that there's a possibility it could dip even lower to reach the 162 pip extension. So that's around the 115.14 area. So I think let's mark that as the support just above the 115. Let's move this 115 over here. Okay, we may be able to remove some of these resistance zones. Let's keep this one here at the 50 pip. So fell for the month, fell all the way down from the 119 swing high, 19 area, and fell over 340 pips for the month. So let's take a quick look at the weekly. Weekly fell through the weekly 200 EMA as well. So there could be further bearish momentum. I will drag it down to the 115 level. And that's at the swing high area before. That was broken. So now that was from February of last year, or actually March. Yeah, March of last year. And with this lower high, double top, almost almost a head and shoulders pattern here, and dropping down to just at the 115.70 area, and then targeting the next 162 fit extension. Okay, let's move back to the daily time frame, and very weak for the week, and just stayed within the candle of the previous day, Thursday, so forming a harami here. Let's see how bearish it is for the start of the week. If there's any pullback higher, then that could be a continuation move lower. And this week, there's only minor news from the Eurozone, and the key one will be from the US with the non-farm payroll report. That could trigger some either bounce or breakdown further. We'll see. And for last week, there was also not many news from the Eurozone, and even for the UK, but there was some US news, of course, but this week will be the key one with the non-farm payroll, and on Wednesday as well, there's ADP non-farm employment. Let's switch to the US dollar index to see how that has performed with the euro falling, and strong bullish move that drove through this swing high, this critical swing high here that broke this previous swing high all the way from early this year, and now it has broken through that, and also broke through the round figure of 94.00. All right. And almost hit the previous swing low area down here. That was from the low of March of last year. So similar theme, inverse of the euro. That low of for the US dollar, and the inverse was the high of the euro, and it almost hit that that level, pull back, just below the 94 level. I should move this so this area now, we'll see if that's going to hold. This swing high is now going to be a critical support zone. And then this previous swing low for the dollar is our resistance zone, and that's at the 94.50 area. Okay, let's see how it goes for next week. And but you can see that the momentum is bullish, but it's going to have some difficulty to break this 94.50 swing low area. And we'll see whether the NFP will be a trigger for that. Okay, let's move back to the majors and switch over to the cable. The cable fell from Tuesday, very strong bearish breakdown. Broke through this swing low at the 130. And then this other spikes low here, and continued on the Wednesday in line with the US dollar index as well, but made a fairly strong recovery to about half of that the week's move down to back to the 62 fib area at 135, closed for the week at 135.46. So this area now is intermediate resistance. This is key support now, resistance at the is also the new monthly pivot and aligned with the weekly S1 pivot for last week. So that was a strong breakdown there. So then this should become a strong resistance at the 130 area. And if we switch this over, and that started falling from the 78 fib resistance retracement, and then started falling all the way down. That was the high of September, and from there it fell almost 500 pips for the month. But if we take this reversal move from the swing low of the previous month to this swing high, and you see that it hit the 162 fib extension almost exactly. Before finding support and bouncing back up. So for the week, it started from 137 area and fell 300 pips to the 134, and then climbed back up to the 135.50s area midway. Right, so we just take a look at the weekly. Can see this properly here, but yeah. So from here, fell through, bounced back, and forming a large spin top here, but still below the weekly 55 EMA. So there could be a retest of this swing low, and maybe tempting to target the 78.6 of this bigger fib here, which aligns with the weekly 200 EMA. That's at 133.74. So we'll see how it goes next week. And also minor news for the UK, and non-farm payroll report could be a driver as well. But for the UK, initially there were a lot of fears in their markets, market weakness, and their tapering as well as inflation, increasing inflation. So A lot of fears early in the week, and then some recovery after that. So let's see whether it's but looks like there's definitely strong resistance up here at the 130. Support is clearly now at the 134 area. Didn't hit the 134, bounced off from the 162 fib at the 134, 0304 area. Okay. Let's move on to the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar didn't fall as much, just a couple of days of weakness, but found support at the slightly below the support zone, where the 78.6 retracement is of this swing move up, and recovered back up above the 62 fib, settled at the weekly pivot for last week. But still below this resistance zone with the 0.73 and the new monthly pivot as well. Just below that, 0.7292. So it didn't get down to test the swing lows, unlike the euro and the cable. But now looks like it's going to consolidate in this zone. The 0.73 resistance and just below 0.72 for support. And this week there is the RBA announcing their rate decision. That unlikely to be any change. Their monetary policy will come in later. So the key impact and driver will still also come from the non-farm payroll report. And this week there's also the daylight saving time shift for Australia, certain states in Australia. The euro zone will be next month in November, at the start of November, followed a week later by the US. So Australia will shift first, but there's no change in the MT4 4-hour timing for now, until the US moves out of the daylight saving time zone. Okay, so let's see for the first week of the new month. Let's see how all the major pairs react. And it's only the as most of the news for last week was already released before the non-farm payroll because of a 5-week month last month. So this week there's only the key one is just the non-farm payroll report on Friday. The rest of the early part of the week, we'll see how much retracement there is and likely consolidation until Friday. All right. So do check out my other videos on spot gold and dollar yen. Have a safe week and a good trading week as well. And cheers for now.